Now, this next clip I'm going to play for you of Charlamagne the Tap Dancing God is of him on T.I.'s podcast Expeditiously, and what he's talking about up here. You're going to hear Charlamagne literally admit that Joe Biden is the worst pick for Black America. He's literally going to say that Joe Biden has done far worse to Black people than Donald Trump ever has done. Yet, despite admitting all of this, afterwards, he'll still lead our people to go vote for Joe Biden. Don't believe me? Listen to this clip. Recently, Kamala Harris was a guest on Charlamagne's Comedy Central late night show called The God's Honest Truth. And while she was on the show, Charlamagne questioned Joe Biden's authority as the president, to which Kamala Harris began scolding Charlamagne like he was a little child. She was speaking to him as if that was her son. Now, what I want to do is play some of that clip for you right now, and then we'll get back into the discussion.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne.
Come
on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president. It's Joe Biden.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden. And I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris. And the reality is, because we are in office, we do the things like the child tax credit, which is going to reduce Black child poverty by 50%, on track to do that. We do things that are about saying that our Department of Justice is going to do these investigations and require that we end chokeholds and have body cameras. It's about saying Black maternal mortality is a real issue that must be treated by everybody, including the White House, as a serious issue. Okay? So I hear the frustration, but let's not deny the impact that we've had, and agree also that there is a whole lot more work to be done. And it is not easy to do, but we will not give up, and I will not give up.
I just want you to know that Madam Vice President, that Kamala Harris, that's the one I like. That's the one that was putting the pressure on people in Senate hearings. That's the one I'd like to see more often out here in these streets.
Charlamagne, the tap dancing God, he put those tap dancing shoes back on real quick, didn't he? Oh, he knew he messed up. Now let's get into first what it is that Kamala Harris was actually answering to. Because like I've said in the previous video before, whenever these politicians are talking, regardless of what was said concerning the questions being asked, you always have to pay attention to what they're actually answering to. And if you were paying attention, what she was speaking to was the fact that she understood that what Charlamagne Tha God meant by when he said who's really running the country, is it Joe Manchin or is it Joe Biden? She understood that he was taking a shot at the fact that the Biden administration has done absolutely nothing for Black America. If you've been subscribed to this channel for any length of period of time, then you've seen all of the receipts that I've pulled out showing how much the Biden administration has bent over backwards to accommodate every group in this country except for the Black community. They have passed absolutely no legislation for the Black community as of yet within his first year in office. And she knew that's what he was talking about. That's why she responded the way that she did, talking all this stuff about police brutality and chokeholds and police officers wearing body cams, how 50% of Black children are going to be lifted up out of poverty magically. They never tell you how they're going to be lifted out of poverty, meaning what? Are they going to be lifted out of poverty into the middle class? Or are they just going to be lifted out of poverty technically on paper, but they'll still be poor? But that's neither here nor there. That's for a whole nother video. And then she continues talking about Black child infant mortality and so on and so forth. So she knew what Charlamagne was talking about. And that's why she responded as aggressively as she did. But secondly, the main reason she responded with such hostility towards Charlamagne the Tap Dancing God is because she knows that they own him. Boy, who do you think you're talking to right now? You know we own you. How dare you speak to me challenging the authority of Joe Biden and myself, Kamala Harris? That's why she made it a point to say, my name is Kamala Harris and I'm the vice president. How dare you challenge our authority, boy? Because you know you work for us. And I don't think people understand how real that is concerning the fact that Charlamagne and a host of these other Black celebrities work for the Democratic Party. Now, we're all familiar with the saying coined by Kwame Brown, known as the Go Along, Get Along gang. But what you also have to understand is that they're a part of another gang as well. Charlamagne and a host of others are a part of the Vote Blue No Matter Who gang as well. And I want to prove that to you right now through playing another clip, because I don't think you understand how serious this Vote Blue No Matter Who gang thing actually is. Now, this next clip I'm going to play for you of Charlamagne the Tap Dancing God is of him on T.I.'s podcast Expeditiously, and what he's talking about up here. You're going to hear Charlamagne literally admit that Joe Biden is the worst pick for Black America. He's literally going to say that Joe Biden has done far worse to Black people than Donald Trump ever has done. Yet, despite admitting all of this, afterwards, he'll still lead our people to go vote for Joe Biden. Don't believe me? Listen to this clip.
So when they put all those police in our neighborhood and they hit us with those harsh sentences for whether it's the 94 crime bill, the 88 crack laws, they can justify that shit based off this is where all the trouble is at. This is where all the problems is at. You seen Joe Biden stand on the Senate floor and say that verbatim. He was like, I don't care about the conditions that cause these predators to become predators. We need to fix this shit now, because if we don't, they're going to end up killing our moms and our fathers and our brothers and our sisters.
Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden good?
Nah, I mean, it's tough.
I got questions.
I think he's a good guy with bad shit on him.
Man,
he got some bad shit on him.
I say it all the time. Joe Biden has done worse things to Black people than Donald Trump ever has.
For real?
Hell yeah, man. The 88 crack laws.
Like, educate me. He passed
the 88.
He did the 88 crack laws with Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond was a motherfucking racial segregationist from South Carolina.
I quote, Joe Biden has done worse things to Black people than Donald Trump ever has. But we all know the motto is vote blue no matter who. So regardless of all that, vote for Joe Biden anyway. If that's not the definition of a sellout, then I don't know what is. This man literally led his people to the slaughterhouse. And can somebody please explain to me what T.I. was talking about? This man is sitting up here talking about Joe Biden is a good guy with bad ish on him. Once again, you see how deep this Vote Blue No Matter Who gang actually is, because T.I. is a part of that as well. But there is levels to it, because on one side you have Charlamagne, who knowingly understands how dangerous Joe Biden is to the Black community and how much of an anti-Black racist he is, yet he still told you to vote for him. While on the other end of the spectrum, T.I.'s job is to do the same thing as well, deliver Black folks to the Democratic Party, but this man is completely clueless about what's going on out here. So there are levels to it, as you can see. When you have time, make it a point to go to the Breakfast Club's YouTube channel. Charlamagne was going so hard in the paint for her that they actually did 3 interviews. A lot of people don't realize that. They did a preliminary interview late in 2018 when she was still Senator Harris, who wasn't even considering running for president yet. But they did a preliminary interview to warm Black people up to her in late 2018. And then in 2019 was the infamous fumble interview when Kamala Harris sat up there on the Breakfast Club talking about how she smoked weed in college, listening to Snoop Dogg and Tupac, despite the fact that she graduated college in 1989. And because that interview got fumbled so bad, she returned for a 3rd interview. Understand, the Democratic Party always wanted Kamala Harris in the White House. They really wanted her to be president. But when they noticed that she didn't have enough legs to run up against Donald Trump, they told her to fall back. We're going to have Biden run and you'll be his vice president. And what does Charlamagne do? Alongside with a host of others like Diddy and the rest of the Vote Blue No Matter Who gang, they all sat up here and told you, hey, we all know Joe Biden's no good, but we got to have a Black woman in office. Despite the fact that Kamala Harris is an Indian woman, but that's neither here nor there for the moment. The fact of the matter is, Charlamagne and the rest of the Vote Blue No Matter Who gang sold you out for their own personal gain. And what you just heard by way of the original clip that I played for you is how deep this thing goes with the way Kamala Harris responded to Charlamagne. And then after she responded aggressively to him, he immediately put the tap dancing shoes on, talking about some, that's the Kamala Harris that I like. I like that. I like all that fire. I love that Kamala Harris. Stop it. Knock it off. He knew he messed up by getting a little bit too tongue-in-cheek with her, and he had to walk it back real quick before he loses his position, and some old charges regarding a female might kind of all of a sudden pop up, like how they did for Nate Parker when he was coming out with the Birth of a Nation movie. Remember that? You better believe they got a lot of dirt on Charlamagne concerning his little situation with a little young somebody in South Carolina, and they're keeping that hush-hush under the rug right now. But let him get out of line and watch them Nate Parker him. And that is exactly why you heard Charlamagne walk it back hard with the tap dancing, because he knew he messed up. Now, with all that being said, that does it for today's video. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. Please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a direct text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as a protection plan for myself in case YouTube ever gives this channel the axe. I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those who have issues with joining Patreon, you could also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you have not already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.